Ninjas, crypto may make you massive gains, but always remember that crypto is unregulated and is highly risky activity. Although you could get gains, there is a real risk that you could lose all your money too. So do your own research and be careful. Not investment advice, this is just entertainment. Thank you. What's going on, guys? Welcome back. I hope you're having an amazing day. Now, there is one thing that many of you guys already asked me before, but I don't know why I haven't made a video on it. Now, there is one question that I usually get, and that is, Ninja, what is your routine when you're actually checking the price? What do you check? What do you look for? What is the most important thing? All that kind of stuff. Now, let me make something clear. It is different for everyone. Maybe you guys do it different, maybe other YouTubers do different, or traders, or whatever it is, but I can show you what I like to check before I decide to make a video on the project, before I decide to buy a project, and all the things that I like to check in a project. Now, keep in mind that, as I say, this is not how it should be done. This is how I like to do it. So it's gonna be different. Everyone's gonna have different opinions. Just don't take this as a strategy, as a statement, just so you guys can see a bit of a behind the scene of what do I do before I decide to talk about project. Now, we are going to be using viralX because many of you are actually talking about this project. So, of course, I decided to use this one as an example. And I'm going to tell you if I will actually invest in this project, what do I think of the project, and of course, just by checking everything for the first time, you guys are going to be able to see everything that I check even before I decide to make a video on the project, or even before I decide to buy a project. So now, few of the important things that you gotta check before you buy a new project is gonna be KYC, audit, docs team. You gotta check sources, active sources. You gotta check utilities, upcoming events. You gotta check upcoming stuff for the project, developments. You gotta check that the project looks good. You gotta check who is behind the project and what is their past record. You gotta check wallet distribution. Is gonna be the most important thing. Check that there is no big whales. Check that the LPs look for a long enough time. Check that the team doesn't have too many tokens. You gotta check like everything. There is a bunch of stuff that you gotta check. Of course, if they got some working use case or utility, they got fundamentals, if they got a white paper, they got a pitch deck. I mean, a bunch of stuff that you actually gotta check before you decide to move on and invest in a project. As I say, there is many projects, and you should not wasting your money in projects that do not work. So let's just get started with viralX. The first thing that I check is gonna be, of course, just go to CoinMarketCap with the price already listed there, because there you can find all the accurate information. What I mean is there are right sources, because there is a lot of scam. You can find this right contract, a smart contract. You can see a little bit of info, and of course, you guys can see in the last 24 hours, the price down 33%. So there should something be going on. We are gonna try to check that out. First, it's gonna be, of course, open the website, and we are gonna try to open the sources as well. You guys can see community. You click here, you're gonna be able to open Twitter, and of course, you actually can go to the chart and open Telegram and Discord if you guys want. I don't use Discord, so I'm gonna only be using Telegram. And also, the most important thing, of course, is gonna be open the smart contract, the BSC scan, of course. Now, the first thing that I like to check is gonna be the wallet solution, like who is holding, how many people are holding, is there too many big whales? And at first glance, I can tell you that yes, there are some big whales holding the project. Now, let me make something clear. A 30% wallet is not massive, but it is big. A 30% wallet can actually damage the price themselves. So I don't like to buy projects that some of the top holders gonna be from top 5 to top 10, even top 20, they don't have more than a 1% wallet. For example, 1% wallet, 0.7% wallet, something like that. Like, there is no many whales that can actually crash and affect the price, because remember, the whales help the prey when they buy, but they crash the prey when they sell. Just keep that in mind. Don't buy projects with too many whales, because the whales are always gonna sell, and they are gonna crash the price. That's for sure. So you guys can see there is a 3%, 3.7% wallet, 3.5%, 2.9, 2.0, 1.8, 1.7, so many big whales. You guys can see if you count this, I'm sure it's gonna be up to 20, 30% on the top 10 holders. And that, my friends, that's not ideal, because that, of course, means that the wallet solution is not that great. So you can just click right here, and you're gonna be able to see that the top 100 holders have 88.5% of the supply. So top 100 holders have 88% of the supply. That is a lot of tokens. So just keep that in mind. You got an idea of what I mean with wallet distribution. Anyway, it is not terrible. Most of the projects nowadays have this issue, but we are going to keep on moving forward. Now, let's actually check the price. I like to use market move to be able to just like check the contract, or that. Actually go back here a little bit and show you. just copy the contract, go to market move, for example, and just enter the information. You guys can see what is the market cap, what is the liquidity, how is the chart looking, all that kind of stuff. That's gonna be the most important. See right now, check what happened with the price when the price launched. They launched back on June 25, something like this. Of course, I had a massive pump yesterday. This is the daily chart. So as you guys can see, yesterday was bearish, today is bearish, and the market cap is $355,000 with a volume of $374,000. $74,000. Now, next thing that I like to do, of course, is gonna be do an audit on the price. This audit is not 100% accurate, but it gives you an idea of what to expect on the price. It gives you a little bit of info, top holders, liquidity lock, like how much percent of the LP is unlocked, and of course that gives you a little bit of information which is gonna be good for you guys. Now the financial tax is gonna be 0% to buy and 15% to sell, which is good. Of course, you don't want to pay too many taxes. Now holder, which is gonna be the first issue, is gonna be top 5 holders have too much supply and top 10 holders have more supply, and that is the issue that I was talking about. I don't even have to come here because I have checked a million projects, so I know which project have too many tokens. Now the top 5 holders have 14.1% and the top 10 holders have 21.4% of the supply, which is not ideal. You guys can see that the LP right now for this project is actually gonna be, let me actually find it, $89,000, and the first wallet have 13, 12, 10, 7, $6,000. So look how much money in only top 5 whales. That is not great. If they sell, they are going to actually affect the price like quite a lot. You can see right here, there's a wallet here holding a lot, which is going to be the top LP holders, of course, and this will have 98.6% of the LP. So, I mean, there's a few things that you got to check, of course. The contract has some issues. Owner is entitled to set special address. Owner is entitled to set special address. Ownership is not renounced. I mean, a lot of stuff you got to check, which is not ideal, of course, but you know that you got to see good things, bad things, the LP lock, all that. Actually go to the LP. You're going to be able to see that only 0.01% of the LP is unlocked, so that's actually pretty good for you guys, because it means that that PA cannot be sold at this right moment. So actually good. So far we haven't found any major issues. It doesn't look great. There is too many tokens in the top holders, yes, but there is no major deal break issue. So we move on to the sources, of course. Now, for the website looks pretty clean. I'm actually taking a look, of course, but let's say that this is the first time that I'm actually taking a look. I like to see for the interface audit, actually pretty good. The KYC, they actually did a KYC, a pre-sale on Pincel, I believe, a fair launch, which if you actually go to Twitter, you're gonna be able to see that they raised quite a lot of money there. I don't even know how much exactly, but maybe up to, like, I don't even know, like 600 BNB, 700 BNB. Let's really try to find out. So you can see 652 BNB reached. That's actually quite a lot of money for the market situation. They actually raised quite a lot of BNB, and there must be a reason for that. 123 tweets, which means that they have been active. There is not that much engagement for a project that has around 4.4 thousand followers. The engagement is actually quite low. But of course, it looks good. It's active. That's really something that you guys gotta keep an eye on, of course. Now, the website itself, it looks pretty nice. You guys can see the NFTs, a white paper. You're gonna try to find that out, of course. I don't think that this app is ready yet, but it could be on the development, of course. Actually, you can click on Google Play. So yes, it is actually ready. So my bad that you actually can download the app and use it right now. So of course, that adds a lot of value to the project, because it means that you actually can download the app on iOS and App Store, and of course Google Play already, which means that this project have a working utility already, which is pretty important for any project that is trying to do something in the field, that is trying to get the people to trust them, of course. Actually quite nice to see. I was not first time that I take a look at the pro, of course, so I took conclusions first, and my bad. So yeah, actually do got the apps already working, and that's really pretty good for the project. As you guys can see, a little bit of information, try to find for the team, trying to find the features, what it is, how does it work, all that kind of stuff. You guys can see what you're gonna be able to see. If you got potential, this kind of social applications actually do pretty well, like TikTok, YouTube, all that. So it could be a pretty good project in the future if they actually get some traction, if they do some marketing in the right places. It could get a lot of potential, and it's still pretty low market cap at $300,000 market cap. Gonna be able to see a bunch of stuff here. It looks pretty neat. It looks pretty cool. It looks like TikTok. Remind me to TikTok. And you know, that's something that people like. People like this kind of apps with short videos and ecosystem, NFTs, ads, liquidity pool. You're gonna be able to see they actually got influencer partnership up to 1.4 million followers. Actually pretty massive for the project. They have been talking with some of the biggest influencers on the space. And the team actually does. You can find their information on LinkedIn and Twitter and Telegram, of course. So, I mean, this looks pretty nice. KYC, audit, and KYC audit and white paper there. So, I mean, so far everything looks fine. Everything that I'm looking for in a project, they got it. You guys can see the active sources. They got a video call, of course, and AMA with sensors coming up as well, which means that they're actually doing AMAs with the biggest influencer on the space. So all that, as I say, is actually a pretty interesting project, but I gotta get in more details. It just cannot make it in one video. I gotta read, I gotta understand what it's trying to do, upcoming events, all that. But so far, at first glance, is that look like they got everything. They got a dog sim, they got audit, KYC, log LP. They actually got some issues like too many holders, too many whales holding tokens, which is not ideal. There is not that much activity on Twitter, but they're actually quite active. They got AMAs coming up. They got a bunch of stuff coming up for the project as well. They actually got active and already developed apps, which may be on the development, but are already there. I mean, there is a bunch of stuff that made the project quite interesting. So, of course, I would say this one is a plus and this one is a project that I'm actually getting more details by myself. And, of course, reach out to them and maybe ask questions or whatever it is. And then maybe decide to invest, because if they actually do something good, this is actually going to be quite on the value at $300,000 market cap. So, yeah, I mean, that's what I do to check a project. Let me know if you guys like it or dislike it. Let me know your opinion in the comment section. Of course, my nose is going crazy. I'm going to wash out. I don't know what I'm going to do, of course. But as I say, I do like the project, and this is the way that I research on the project. No great things, good things. Actually, try to combine it, try to find a deal breaker. If there is no deal breaker, I get in more details. And of course, I check more, dig more, and try to find if this is a good project that I want to invest my money or not. Well, there you go. That now you know how I research a project. There is more that goes into that. It takes me up to 1 or 2 hours, but I don't have that much time, so I gotta explain you a little bit on details. But always remember, don't rush. Check everything, make sure that you know what you put your money in, and of course, then you can decide to invest or not. It's gonna be up to you guys. I'm gonna see you guys later. Stay safe. Always remember to leave a like, subscribe to Money Ninjas, leave a comment down below, and I'm gonna see you guys later. Stay safe.